because what you mentioned in that, like what she was writing from her experience in that, I feel like the key for that is like authenticity. Because when he's talking, nah.
Do you know how many liars are making amazing music?
Amazing music, but But what I'm saying from what she said was, obviously she mentioned production and that was great, and her voice and like what the production added to it. But singing from somebody's experience, where even though you might not know for sure that that's 100% their experience, like you're listening to it, going through the story, going through each song. I haven't heard it personally, but like I know her as an artist and I've heard her previous project before, where she can almost like take you on a journey. She's very like, there's a better word, but I'm just gonna say articulate with what she's like presenting with each song. Like that element of it where you can at least like, even if you don't know for sure 100%, you can at least kind of like, in your mind, you're like, okay, I know where this person's coming from and I like it and it's taking me somewhere.
We still haven't set out the parameters for great music. So is it great songwriting, great song content? Are we talking about layering, structuring of songs? What is our...
Do you want to just go through...
No, because it's all individuals. I can't tell someone how they grade great artistry.
That's true. But then if it's going to be different between me and you, you might as well go through how you would view it. Then I say how
as in fine art. Because even that is a separate conversation. When music becomes fine art to me is when it transcends the genre, it transcends the artist, it transcends pop culture. So an example of that to me is to Pimp A Butterfly. Is one of the greatest projects in art ever produced. Bar none. It's in the top 20 for me, in my lifetime anyway. Do you understand? Another one is Nas's debut album. Illmatic is just a representation of the streets. And even though I don't necessarily agree in terms of its subject matter and content, it's an amazing body of work, which I think transcends hip-hop music. There's very few albums that do that, if we're being honest.
Oh, for sure. I think, especially like new music, I think a lot of people, they just have like a single and then you listen to the project and it's like...
Because it's being rushed out by labels who are trying to cash in on 15 minutes, 10 seconds, 20 seconds of fame. There's no, we was talking off mic earlier, artist development is gone. There's no such thing anymore. It doesn't exist. Do you understand? So when we're talking about artist development, that's where fine art comes into it. Because to reach fine art, you have to develop. Mr. Kendrick Lamar didn't come in making a To Pimp a Butterfly. He started off at Section 80 and then progressed and progressed and progressed where we get to Pimp a Butterfly. Same thing with Nas. Even though Nas is a peculiar case, but even as he grew and developed, his bodies of work became stronger and more balanced. So people, if you ask grown men's favorite Nas project is either his most recent ones, like King Disease 1, King Disease 2 or whatever, or his 2012 project.
I don't remember the name of it.
Life is Good. Life is Good. Life is Good is an amazing album because it's about loss, fatherhood. That's fine art. Do you understand? There's a difference between a great album. A great album is a collection of songs that make sense to your ears. So it's a pleasing experience sonically. A sonically pleasing experience, right? Fine art is where it becomes more than music.
So, okay.
To me.
To you, though.
And the music outlives itself. So generationally. Do you understand?
Okay.
That's why, to me, Drake has only one classic album.
Which is?
Take Care.
Okay. Nah, I had to check for him. No. You know why? Because there was an episode we filmed where he kind of said it's a classic.
My favorite is the rapping one.
If you're reading This Is Too Late.
He goes in. Especially, but he had Ghostwriter on that project. So.
That was college time, wasn't it?
2011.
Yeah, that was college time.
But this is what
I'm forgetting these lot. Oh, yeah, way older.
You have to recall, music is a very personalized thing.
Yeah.
He's an idiot.
Oh, sorry, bro. Sorry.
You have to also recall, music is a personalized thing. People like songs because of where they were at the time. I remember when this dropped, I was doing X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
See how earlier I was talking about Afro swing?
Yeah.
Afro swing was when I was clubbing
Yeah.
at my height.
Yeah.
So that's why.
When were you clubbing? You're 23.
I'm so
No, wait. Like, how long ago?
Like 4, 5, 6 years ago. Long time ago.
And that was the height of your...
Yeah, because it was the beginning. So Huss, Kojo Funds, Young Bane were all firing at the same time.
Okay, yeah.
Afro B was big as well them times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Enough man was doing their thing.
Fair enough.
So you understand?
Okay,
Yeah.
I think what I interpret as Afro swing was something a little bit different.
You were thinking of Afro beats,
Yeah,
as in Burna Boy, Wizkid and all that. I'm talking about Afro swing, the UK based genre.
Okay, yeah.
The UK based guys was going 2016. To be honest, it was earlier, but their prime was 2017 to about 2018.
Yeah.
That was the peak.
Yeah. I hear you.
Do you understand? When there was guys like Belly Squad and Lotto Boys. That was an era. They made amazing music. Far better than the music that we're currently getting, if we're being honest.
It's true.
In the mainstream, of course.
It's true.
'Cause
It's true.
that was harsh.
That was a little yeah.
So to circle it back to our original conversation of fine art, even those artists that I just mentioned, very few of them have projects which are fine art. Fine art we have to put next to European designers with African design of the finest quality, top tier quality. As in, if you was to show other people what's the best art of this culture, that's where fine art comes into it. Do you understand? So most artists will only get at most one album, if that, where their art can be considered fine art. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Who would be an artist that you would have more than one?
Kanye West, even though I dislike him right now.
Really?
Yeah, I dislike Kanye West, but yeah, that's how.
Like graduation, like late registration, and like college dropout. I think that has to be.
But I wouldn't call them all of them fine art.
Yeah,
I'll call maybe at 2 max.
Yeah,
when you group them all together.
College dropout and graduation are fine art.
You don't like late registration?
Not as much as college dropout. No.
Yeah, no, college dropout.
I was gonna say My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
That's art. That is the finest of fine art.
Because that's the only two I was thinking was that one and then College Dropout.
I say 3 of them.
I could say 3.
Go through the run of songs again.
Graduation. No. Graduation, College Dropout, and My Beautiful
Those
Dark
first
Twisted
5
Fantasy.
songs are mad.
In which one?
Graduation's first 5 songs.
Oh yeah.
Most people's album. And I don't even like Kanye West, but that's facts.
Yeah. Nah.
Another person who has that, Kendrick Lamar, I've mentioned. Yeah. J. Cole. Does J. Cole have fine art? I think he's got one.
No, he's got one.
That 2014. What's it called?
Forest Hills Drive.
Forest Hill Drive.
Yeah. I don't know what it was about that as well, because
he released it in 2014. His house was called 2014 Forest Hill Drive. He's the best of all time.
Is that the reason?
Are you mad? He released the album where he lived there. You know, that's a random thing. Like, I can't make an album for 26 if I want to, or if I wanted to. But you know what I mean? Of like, all the numbers fit, that the music was astounding. Come on.
Yeah,
bro.
no. Yeah.
For Your Eyes Only. Maybe not hits.
No. That is an amazing body of work. That's underappreciated. And people didn't understand it at first. People were like, this is shit. But it was his friend, innit?
Do you know it's not? It's because it came after Forest Hills Drive. Everyone's kind of on the thing
people
of like,
didn't listen to it. That's what happened.
They didn't take it in the same way, because I feel like
people didn't
it's coming off the back of that. They're thinking, J. Cole's going to go triple platinum again in however long.
But it's not about that. That's not even a discussion. People say this shit because they didn't listen to the message in it.
But I was saying that's because they were waiting for that kind of thing. When they heard it, they didn't take it in the same way they should have.
And he was so angry, he gave us at the off season, like 4 years later. So he dropped so the next album was KOD, innit? Yeah. So he dropped KOD. Again, that had a message in it. Then he said, fuck all this. Man are rapping now, because you lot are disrespecting me. And he's gone on a tear. Do you understand his feature run since about 2018?
Yeah,
has been scary. As in, he's put himself in the conversation as best artist of this generation.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, for me, it's him and Kendrick.
Yeah.
Currently, he's beating Kendrick, you know, and I'm a Kendrick stan.
Yeah, I think just because Kendrick hasn't
Listen to what I'm saying. Off of work.
Okay. No.
When Kendrick drops again, that will change.
Yeah.
Because some people are just too good.
Very much.
Kendrick's one verse on Family Ties duns the argument.
Yeah. Because it was what? It was Kanye, then it was Drake that released. Then I'm waiting for Kendrick, yeah. When that verse came out, I was like, yeah, for
he
sure.
was talking
all
to
of them other
all
Thunder,
of them, but he was
the other Surf I Love a Boy, I said, shelf that, man. Meaty.
Certified Lover.
Meaty.
It was streams. It was streams.
Yeah.
And he had one more album to be released from his label.
I actually did not know that.
That's why he asked to be removed from the Grammy. You know, he was nominated and he asked to be like taken out of the running. I think even he knew like.
Wait, so
that's not the reason he.
No, what's the process for it? Because does the artist not when you
a man is
make
not
the
going
album,
to do that?
You have to submit it first before you can.
Yeah, like you have to submit. Like you have a period of where.
Yeah,
he submitted it.
So does the artist submit, or does it the label?
It depends. Like the label will submit. So they do like a whole campaign. So the label will submit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think on this occasion, I feel like who he's up against.
No, because if it's submitted and then he asked to come off of that, like it's Drake. So I'm thinking like he's the only person probably in the label that can be like, hey, take me off of that.
What year was it?
The most recent one. So last year.
Yeah, but who else is there?
Wait, did the Grammys happen? I've not been.
No, it's gonna happen in April or May this year. I swear.
Who's
I haven't. Could you check?
Is
that
Donda on it? Because
people love that Donda album, you know, and
what are you saying about it?
More stuff I hear about it, I can understand why. But I'm not gonna put it as classic Kanye because I've not heard the whole thing.
Have you been listening to the whole of
No.
Yeah.
But what I've heard is really meaty.
I'm making a point. Neither have I.
No, I'm saying I've heard 90% of it.
And it was
No. I'm saying I've heard 90% of it.
Nah.
5 out of straight.
You're kind of nah 5. You have to name the 5. You better name them 5 because
I feel like I haven't heard 1 or 2 songs of it, honestly. India.
It was so dumb. Right, I'm trying to find
the Grammy categories. Why are we even talking about this bullshit?
I'm only doing album of the year. I mean, for us, this is not a barometer for like.
Again, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's not a barometer for like, you know.
Also, to just take it back to what we're talking about, that is not a measure of success
at all.
At all,
no.
Nas, my greatest rapper ever, didn't get a Grammy till King's Disease 1 or 2. I don't remember which one it was. But you know how many bodies of work he's put in that is amazing before that? Even though that's an amazing body of work again. But
I don't take awards seriously.
Nah, man, it's just
it's for the labels.
Yeah, it's for the labels.
It's for the industry.
I like the performances. I like to see what they can do.
That's still for the industry. That's all for the labels.
It is.
You think? No, I don't think there's certain artists that I don't think. I think
they are
generally love the art of just performing.
No, people love performing, but
Kendrick's performance was.
But who arranges it and the order and this is all label, man. It's all industry shit.
He said name 5.
From Surf I Love a Boy.
That's a sweet.
What sweet? What was sweet?
Me,
I like the beat.
Champagne Poetry intro, yeah. Champagne Poetry 1.
Alright, this is my hot controversial take on Champagne Poetry.
Yeah.
Every person who's rapped on the beat since has spun Drake off the song, including Michael Dapper. I can pull it up. I can pull it up. I can actually pull it up. Swear down. Pull it up. Michael Dapper had a better verse on Champagne Poetry than Drake did. I swear down.
I think I just like the beat. It's like the flavor, isn't it?
Yeah. And everyone that's rapped on it, Lupe Fiasco, Freddie Gibbs, listen to it.
Yeah.
He went to the stratosphere with his thing. He took it to space, then came back, went to a different galaxy. You know them way there.
Remember, you can't.
Everyone that's rapped on the beat, I'm talking about underground.
Give Drake credit though.
What, for a sample beat? Stop this.
Yeah, but
It's like me saying, "Hey, yo, hold tight, my man, for like getting the 50 Cent beat and just take it and then rap it." No, that's sneaky. I'm not gonna give a man credit for taking a beat that had to get a sample clearance. That's not, no.
Fam, a lot of music gets sample clearance these days.
Because every UK rapper is dropping a song with a sample in it. Hold tight H. It's kind of foolishness with the. I'm tired of this shit, man. I'm so tired. Man needs to stop dropping songs with samples on it. Especially bait samples of songs that we like. There's no skill in that, honestly.
No. For sure.
There's no skill in that. At least find like an old song by a dope artist and find a little beat, like a drum pattern, something creative, like a little background vocal.
From a production perspective, yeah, it's like you're actually not even in the studio. For that to be even
Kanye
happening,
West
you're
took
not
the
in the
backing,
studio.
yo.
You're not in the studio with them happening. You're sending the beat and then being like, "That's my bag," and I'm sorted. You know what I mean? Because it's so simple. You don't need to be in the studio with the artist. Because imagine actually being in the room with the artist doing that. You've done the beat and you've let them do their thing, and then you've watched the rap and you're like,
"You're a prick," because I know they can't do that in the room. You know why?
No, because what can you say?
These rappers will tamp you up, you know. Honestly, like, be honest.
Well, I wasn't specifying which rappers I was.
Yeah, be careful. They'll actually come and see you.
You specified. Me, I'm just saying, it's from a perspective of, because you're not doing too much to the songs that we're talking about now, yeah, it's one of those where like, you could easily write like, your verses in 2 seconds and then you're done.
I'm just tired.
Because the hook is taking you. You're sampling a song where like,
that we
the hook
like.
that we like and we know. All you have to do is put a couple words around it, a couple rhymes in that are like catchy or whatever, and it's...
And you know what's crazy? These songs aren't even our parents' generation. Like it's technically our generation a little bit older. That song came out in 2002. That thing.
No, sing it. I didn't.
I just wanna love you, baby.
Okay.
Oh, baby.
Fam, man, I take it.
That a sample as well. I think that
must be.
I think that Shouting song is a sample anyway.
Even then, that proves the point.
Yeah.
I don't mind sampling when it's creative. Like Kanye West, it sounds mad because I've spent this whole past just bigging him up. I don't even like bigging him up. Fam, he took the background vocals of a Michael Jackson song and made it a hit. He took the background vocals of PYT and made it into a song. The backing vocals, fam.
Everything's just different. And I feel like with him, he appreciates good production. I feel like now it's like a lot of like lazy production.
But great producers could do that.
No, for sure. But I think there's like, he has a genuine appreciation for like the technicality of it. Whereas like, I feel like, I don't know a lot of producers, but I feel like maybe from the outside looking in, it's just like, oh, sick, like I did this and like, it worked. Like, do you know what I mean?
I think part of where it's come from is nowadays, like, there's so much access to technology to make the music. Like, you can literally on your phone make a beat.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Where he's come from a thing of, he had the MPC machine.
You chopped
That
up the
is
sample, as in
like
you
a staple
go on
in
the
music
record,
production.
and old school, you scratch it off. But fam, you go onto the record, like a MC, chop up the bit, and it might even be out of key when you get it. So you got that's skill.
Within hip hop, that's a staple. If you don't know what that is, you're not a producer.
In terms of hip hop, you can't be a hip hop producer and not have a basic understanding of something.
And that's off of like what tape and records straight.
That's Premiere, No ID, The RZA.
These lot,
The RZA is the original of that.
Dilla as well. These lot, they would be going to the record shops, picking out the
buy the
record,
you know.
Sample, and then yeah.
These men are just getting a quick.
There's a guy that's doing that now. Do you know this guy called Budgie? Budgie.
Can't say I have.
He gets like loads of like gospel records, and he like reworks them, and it's just like the most amazing thing.
Has he like done work with any
So
artists?
he's worked with Kanye. He was on not the last, but so he's a lot of
Jesus is King.
The Sunday service. Yeah.
He's been doing a lot of stuff with that as well. He's so good, like.
Alright, have you listened to Sunday Service?
That album.
Yeah, I think it's amazing.
I haven't listened to it,
I
but
heard
I've seen
it
clips
once.
on like
I
YouTube.
like gospel. Especially like 90s gospel, like Kurt Franklin stuff. And, like,
I've also seen clips of that as well. It's cold. It's cold. They go in.
even though they're singing about God, it's like R&B, really. Like it's just R&B.
Yeah.
It's still gospel.
Yeah, it's still gospel, but it's like if you don't come from a church background,
It's because all them runs they do that you can hear that in like the R&B of the 90s as well.
They used to
It's
over sing in the 90s like, whoa.
crazy.
I thought that was mine. During a broadcast, you know. I like. Nah, big man singing it. That's so unprofessional. I like.
Production, we're gonna have words. We'll have words.
I think you should personally slap him. To be honest.
Who? Slap who? Look at this. Unprofessional.
Negligence, boy.
We'll have words.
Oh yeah, continue.
What was he saying?
We're talking about fine art, and this brand new era of music is not creating fine art still. Apart from the Masegos, man that are really into their artistry.
It's the craft.
Like Yak Star and Dancehall. There's a bag of man in each genre, you'll find them. You just got to dig through the rubbish. And this is no offense. People like this stuff. People will eat up this sample, a song that came out 10 minutes ago, and chop it up. People like this stuff. People are not even like...
They're sampling Dave's new thing.
Yes, that's... Big man thing. I grew up in Streatham. Blood, I keep saying, I'll always say this. The most egregious example of sampling ever, and I'll never get over this, is when I was hearing Capital, main Capital, and I heard them man take poor Whitney Houston. She can't come and claim her royalties because God rest her soul, she's dead. They come take her, have her next man come sing the song, and that is I know the song, and I can't say it politically of who it is, because I would say it, innit? Because I technically work with them. I don't, but I do, innit?
I mean, because now, actually, I don't even know.
He goes, how do I know if she really
does
no.
I know.
I say every... That is disgusting, bro.
No, that's tragic. Yeah.
That's so poor.
It's very tragic.
That's actually a 3 out of 10, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose... Cause
she's not even here to defend her thing.
I know.
Because
there's
like, there's been Beyonce
like
that's happened to, Brandy, Jodeci, and like, you can say, you know what? At least you can have the idea that they might have cleared it. You don't know if they cleared it, but let's say Whitney's not even here, man. That's egregious. That's disgusting, fam. They got a man, it wasn't even a sample. They got next man to come gentrify the chorus.
Because that's when they can get like, there's certain things that you have to, when you're taking the actual direct sample, you have to clear that.
He gentrified the chorus. Donnie started singing it.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
Yeah, nah.
That's so poor.
Yeah.
That's loose balling still.
But like I was saying, there are people that they like it.
That's their bag, man. You can go enjoy that.
That's
no,
their
sir.
That is their thing.
Deal with that.
Do you know what I mean? But I guess when we're also talking about fine art, we're talking about people that will like enjoy the actual art itself. They're not just... Because there's people that can talk about it and...
Go on.
So, yeah, there's people that will talk about it and, you know, in conversations, you know, they'll bring it up and say, yeah. But people that actually appreciate it and take time to listen to it, they recognize it.
I have no problem with people listening to music just to listen and catch a skank. Mm-hmm. But I'm talking to the music, to the actual music lovers amongst us. This is our conversation. Because that's what fine art is. It's talking to people who like painting, innit? Yeah. And there's some people that will like to an art gallery and just like it. Oh, I see this is good. And then there's people that can understand the brushstrokes and how this was put together, how much this cost. This is that conversation for us in terms of music, innit? Because that's what separates the fine art from, oh, this is nice. Oh, that's cool. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what needs to be part of it's defining, innit? Of like what makes a project from to that. Because there's a big jump. In terms of even a great album, there's a big jump between a great album and fine art. The Bear Man have released amazing albums or great albums, but they're still not fine art.
Again, I think it's what makes you feel good and what you think will be around in like years and years to come. That is like a reference point for loads of things. Even like what do you consider an album that is like away from? What would you say the Nas one?
Hip hop, away from hip hop, yeah. Made in Lagos is fine art. Made
Yeah,
in Lagos is fine. Bomber clotting art. Sorry to swear.
Let me get
Fam.
And what do you consider?
Till Shiloh,
Whether
bab.
it's recent or like,
It'd have to be Thriller, maybe.
Yeah, that is
yeah,
that is
fine.
I
complete.
think any
fire.
Michael Jackson album.
I
Really.
wouldn't say any.
No, sorry. As
but-
in, like
but-
he had the run with him and Quincy doing the work together.
like those three,
Yeah,
Off the Wall,
Off the Wall.
Thriller, and Bad.
yeah,
They're
Yeah.
fine art still.
that's fine art.
Because I say it,
It's.
and
I
I'd
go
even
back to it and
yes, 100%. Yes, they can. And
Yeah.
I'd say, in terms of your point about feeling good, there's lots of things that make you feel good.
But when I say feel
Like,
good, I don't mean like positive.
I don't even mean it
just
like that.
mean,
I don't mean it
Does
like.
it bring back memories?
I'm talking about drugs make you feel good. Lean can make you feel good. Crack can make you feel good if you take it enough. But that damages your body, innit?
I mean, like,
Do you understand? So it's got to be something that is sustenance that can fulfill you.
It makes me feel.
Do you
when I say
understand?
It makes me feel good. I mean that I've listened to a project or a song and it's been like I appreciate what the person's putting out, and it makes me like feel like I like this. Like I really like this. And it doesn't have to be singing about motherhood or I don't know. It could be about racism. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just you're putting together something that I can tell you put time into it, and you're performing at your highest level. Like I feel like I don't know. I like following artists on the journey, so I feel like if you're performing at your highest level, it's just like I'm receiving that, and that it makes me feel good. So, I don't know. But it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be like daisies and roses and sunshine.
No, it don't have to be because I say a recent one that is fine art to me again is Conflict of Interest by Getz. I think that's close to fine art, if not a classic.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a classic. You can't call it a classic.
It's been out a year. People have rode around to that album. You can. You can call it a classic.
I feel like Little Sims is.
That's fine art.
Yeah, that's fine art.
That album is fine art.
For me, that's a classic. Like, I don't.
That is fine. That album is fine art.
For a very long time, no one's been able to do what she's just done.
Especially off the context of UK female women's rap. That's fine art. That's probably the best album put together by a lady in this country.
in that context, yeah, for sure.
No. As in, that is probably the second best album of last year.
Who's your first album?
That it might be the best.
It's the best album.
Nah, I love Getz' album. I think Getz' album. The only thing that is better in Sims' album is content. I feel like Getz could have given us a bit more grown man content. He did, but there was a lot of still switch out the vehicle, which is dope because the way he puts it together is he's intergalactic with his thing,
hold
though.
on. What about We're All Alone in This Together? Because I feel like we missed that one. I missed it because
as fine art.
I don't think it was fine art.
I think it's a great album.
Yeah, it was a great album.
Great album. I don't think it's fine art
I
though.
think
Psychodrama's fine
No,
art.
that's
Psychodrama's fine art because of the skits. That's fine art. You understand?
the whole concept together. Yeah. No. Because I brought it up because you were mentioning like of last year, so I was thinking like that came out as well. Psychodrama for sure.
That's
and I feel like I would even say that Cleo Soul Mother project, like it's genuinely fine art. Like
I need to listen to that too for sure.
I'm gonna be real. I've heard songs of it. I've heard Sunshine. I've heard that because that's been beaten around the place.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've heard of.
Like the most popular one.
I've heard her voice.
Yeah.
I feel like she's someone whose voice I know, but I don't know anything about her.
Yeah. She was on Little Sims' album as well.
Yeah.
The woman in it. That's the song.
Yeah.
No, but all her
No,
vocals
yeah.
throughout the whole project, even though she doesn't have features, it's basically all her. Like,
Where on Sims' project?
yeah.
Didn't know that. Wait. Okay.
I think what's the influence? What's her influence?
You said that like that was the biggest secret in the United
Kingdom.
Kingdom.
But, like,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay.
Okay.
They're together, but
That's nice.
obviously, it's not like. So I think that's why it was easy to get Cleo like on Sims's.
They've worked together before as well. I've heard her on the project before. Was it the project before? Yeah.
But
Okay.
Who is Who is beating off their speakers like that, bro? It's good. It's cool around here, man.
I wonder if these will pick up as well.
Bro, that's interesting, though, man. Because I know there's gonna be someone else who comes with their own criteria for fine art.
What do you think?
I'm so pissed. She's on. She's
Hey,
on.
you know which one I was going to say? I was going to say Friday Night Lights.
Oh,
J. Cole.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You lot are telling
And
me.
I'll say why it's not fine art to me, and I love that project. It's not polished enough to be fine art.
Yeah, because
No, but imagine if that was polished. You wouldn't want to.
Wait. When you say polished, what
I
do you
don't mean
by that?
production quality. No, because that's unfair. Because I feel like Thames, his first EP, is better songwriting wise than her second one. Her production value is amazing on the second one. That sounds like it was mixed in heaven, fam. That mixed proper. Like, I understand.
Yeah.
But her songwriting on the first one is leagues ahead. And I love her music, but still. So I don't think it doesn't have to be mixed and mastered at the greatest studio in the world. It's just got to have a classic feel to it. It's got to have a fine art. For example, those people who love those paintings that scatter all around, that's not necessarily production value. But if you can evoke a particular emotion to it, you know what I'm saying?
Oh. I thought it was bugging for a second.
Man said he was having a symptom of withdrawal.
Yeah.
You can't say that. You can't.
Yeah,
You can't say that. You can't say that.
Yeah, what was you saying? No, okay, so reverting back to why you think Friday Night Lights is not.
It's not about production value. I'm saying Cole as the artist isn't polished yet. Of skill.
What, on Friday Night Lights?
Skill.
Or...
Yeah, Friday Night Lights.
Oh, okay.
I just said he's among the greatest of artists of the generation, so I wouldn't say that. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But this is gonna sound like I've contradicted, gainsaid everything I just said, yeah. But you can get projects where like a artist isn't fine-tuned to their standard, but it still gets fine art. Because Nas didn't reach top lyrical quality until about 2009, 2001. It's between that window of where he became like his best lyrically, innit? But his first album is fine art, honestly. So you get those loopholes there. They do exist. But it's because you have to evoke emotions that are so unprecedented or do something that's so unprecedented in the space. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I wouldn't even put it as Cole's top 5 Cole projects, honestly. Got a lot of projects. You got to think that one through.
What, Friday Night?
Lights, yeah. Of a top 5 Cole project.
I think you could go into
top 5.
Well, okay, no, sorry. So for you, that would be top 5. But is it due because like it came out around the time?
Because this is what I said about emotion being linked to music.
Yeah. No, so I wanted you to explain like why.
Yeah, 100%. You have to put emotion in it. You can't tell me that I'm just basing it off of just music.
Yeah.
How does the music make man feel?
Mm-hmm.
I understand that, and that is important.
It didn't necessarily make you feel good all the time, but it just made you
No,
feel
it's not about that. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it's art. So yes, you judge it by its emotion and your reaction to it, but you also have to have a balanced view of it as well. So your emotion, for example, I could come and lie to you lot and say the best musical part of that the UK was 2017 to 2000 or whichever era it was. Okay. That's a lie. That's not true.
Okay, lyrically, it's up there with
which one?
What, Friday Night Lights?
What, as his best tapes?
As one of them, yeah.
Nah, because Cole's progression lyrically has been insane.
I think Friday Night Lights for me was like my first introduction to J. Cole. So I think it holds that. Like,
that's what you're judging, and that's fine. You're allowed to have that as your marker for where to judge. But I'm saying that's not the overall judgment though, because everything has to be taken into account. It's subjective.
But what we were saying before about the type of audience we're talking about here, we're not just talking about anyone that can listen to like a random tune that's just put together and they're like, oh, we like it. It's like people that actually appreciate fine art. Because us talking about it is different from like anyone else just talking about
and-
it. We're having discussions about things that we've like studied or we just know.
And that's why I'm saying, if you were to come to an actor, yeah, there's gonna be certain films that you love, which actors, producers, directors are gonna say, oh shit, because this was shot wrong, this was that. You know what I'm saying? There's a different eye and ear. And we're talking from that different eye and ear. So it's cool for you to have that parameter. But I'm saying that in this conversation, it's got to be placed and have its rightful weight, but it don't outweigh anything else. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why in my greatest rap of all time conversation, I have a bag of categories. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's more than just lyrical. It is sales to an extent. To an extent. To an extent. Because it's contextual. It's how much did you sell in your deal? Who was around at the time? Do you understand? Because Busta Rhymes sold a lot of records amongst Biggie and Tupac and all them and there. That makes him great. 50 Cent sold God knows how many units at the same time as The Game. All, again, this is all, for example, Drake to a lot of us isn't the greatest because he sold during the streaming era. How well would Drake have sold during the physical copies era?
I think he still would have done well.
Well and Drake numbers are two different things. Bear Man did well.
I think he still would have, because he had, the thing is, girl, I feel like his audience buy music. Like, it's not like now he's blowing up to an audience that, or he's blowing up to an audience that he might not have had, but
Have you seen the conversion?
Yeah, the people that he
Girls buy music, 100%.
like
I'm saying the actual way to see where Drake was is Ja Rule. Because Ja Rule is a great indicator of what Drake would have done during, because Ja Rule was the first to do it, really. You had other rappers that were doing it, but they weren't singers. Ja Rule could sing. Ja Rule sold millions and millions and millions of copies. Then it stopped.
I think there's a lot of labels, you know, like a lot of issues with the labels.
It was behind the scenes. Well, it was.
The feds,
Yeah, it was the Fed case. It was the Fed case, but 50 Cent was coming.
Yeah.
Jay-Z said he told all of his artists at Rockefeller, drop by 2002. Because when this wave hits, because he saw it. And obviously he didn't sign him. That would have been mad. If 50 Cent ended up on Rock Nation. I don't know how that would sound, you know. Then again, I don't think it's the same 50. That same impact. No, but you would have got an Animal though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like
50 anywhere would have been.
No, he was gonna go regardless.
Yeah, of course.
This whole Aftermath Shady thing was late. He was 50 Cent. By the time he joined them, man, he had the streets buzzing. Yeah. So let's dispel any rumors of like M or Dre, mate. They didn't. Someone was gonna hop on that train and someone was gonna see that success. I was saying during Rock Nation, they just had the most stacked roster of all time. Cameron, Beans. In terms of even across music, there's a lot of labels that can come chat to Rock Nation, you know. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I keep saying Rock Nation. The original Rockefeller, Jay, Beans, Cam, Jewels, Memphis Bleak. Kanye wasn't even Kanye at the time. Just Blaze was produced. That label's crazy, bro. And like if you were to add a young 50 Cent to that might look, those lot might go a next 4 or 5 years, honestly. Yeah. Because he was gonna go regardless. I'm not sure if it would have been the same Diamond album, Diamond sales, but I would have think out of the gate, he would have sold platinum at the minimum. Yeah. He would have gone platinum. 50 Cent would have gone at least double platinum, fam. Especially underneath Rock Nation as the gangster record label.
Where's he gone to the most now?
Pardon?
He's gone platinum, right?
He's gone diamond, bro. Get Rich or Die Trying went diamond. A lot, and it went diamond. It's not like it's turning diamond now. That went diamond in about 2004.
Do you think that album's fine?
I want to say yeah. Personal bias says yes. I want to say no, but I don't know how I can say no and actually keep a straight face. Honestly.
Why would you say no? Because what's what's your
I say content-wise, but I think it's amazing. I can't say.
Why would you say yeah? Actually,
I think the impact.
Oh, was that for me? Thank you.
I think the impact's like.
But that isn't.
Because that album, you can always. It's like the perfect 50 Cent reference, like, and I think like also what he was able to do with it, like the movie and.
I don't. It's separate of that. I think.
No, but I think does that not come into fine art? Like whether the movie was good or not.
No. I wasn't. I'm saying the album by itself should be considered fine art. I just don't want to call it that. Because my personal bias is telling me yes, because I grew up on the album, but my adult sensibility of what it's done, I don't want to call it fine art. It's a classic project. For example, Straight Outta Compton is not fine art. It's a classic album. But even then, it doesn't compare to Get Rich or Die Trying as an album. That's a far better body of work. Musically, anyway. The only thing that lets down that 50 album is there's no range on it.
Okay. It's just straight street.
It's not even about the street, because you can do Pain on the street, and that's range. He made himself to be the toughest person in the whole entire universe. I swear down. No one was tougher than 50 in 2003. No one in the world. Do you know what I'm saying? The most he referenced was on Many Men, innit? Where that has some darkness on it. But even then, the end of the song ends with badness. I thought it was cool. Hang on me to die, homie. So fine art, no. A classic album, it has to be. I can't sit here like as a hip hop head and say it's not. That's a lie.